Okay, so setup-wise, I've got to say, looking very, very good. Posture we discussed last. That's obviously getting over the ball there nicely. It will help you rotate. What you're going to try to focus on mainly now is when you do swing the golf club, if you look at a sort of line through your hands there and through your head, as you swing this back now, even though the club's got sort of hands sort of chest high, you moved an awful long way off that blue line, and how much your knees kind of moved in, your left foot's off the ground, so I would say 90% of your weight is on that right foot. Okay, so it requires a lot of shift back that way with the lower half to get back to that left hand side. Okay, if we put a line down through here, where your swing starting, there we go. Okay, put a green line down through hands and head. There we go. As you swing back here now, hands at half height, move it longer. Some of your head's on that green line still, yeah? As you swing the top of the backswing, there's a little bit lean off there now. But you look at kind of how much leg movement you've got there to there, you see. So your left foot now is a much more stable position from which you can actually move on the thing. So the side of your head's on that green line, where there's a bit of daylight there between that green line, okay? So you've moved a little bit less. It feels like you moved nothing at all, does it, when you're making these swings now? But there's to be honest with you, a little bit of movement is obviously allowed, but if it becomes too excessive, when you come back here now, if we come back to impact here now, just sort of watch the impact position. There's your impact again behind the ball. Here's your movement now. The left side of your head sort of gets on that green line a little bit, okay? So there's your impact position for both of these shots, okay? Bit more weight going on this side. Now just watch the movement of your right foot, or your left foot, so that right as we look, okay? There. There, okay? So that hip's moving, that heel's moving a little bit there, okay? You probably move that maybe like 4 or 5 inches maybe. Whereas you watch this one, how much more that heel's moved there. And again, if that left heel's moving more with a 7-iron, and then more with a 6, more with a 5, and the longer clubs, the more left foot movement with the longer clubs, that's going to start becoming a jump away with the club. So when you finish this swing here now, you're up on that left side a little bit more. Foot spun out a little bit, which it will do. This one here now, as you go through, you're getting through with a nice movement there now, but that left foot has opened out a few more degrees. If we sort of see where that left foot's kind of pointing there, that left foot's pointing there, where that one's a little bit more towards target, okay? So the left foot's going to move a little bit, your body's going to move a little bit, okay? We've got to try and reduce that bit by bit by bit over time as we start swinging that golf club, okay? So the movement there with the right foot, as we said, this is good. That's probably better because you're probably more familiar doing this foot with the foot movement there, okay? This because you were thinking about your foot not moving and your weight shifting, the foot didn't quite come through as much, but it certainly shows how much you can do, which is a good twist in motion. From your point of view, we've got to try and stay a little bit more sort of centered in the golf swing here, so there's a little bit less movement on the way back as opposed to before when you were here and you were kind of moving off the ball there. Big old sort of, well, not a big sway, but too much lateral movement there. Left foot lifting off the ground and causing sort of instabilities there. And if you struck it well, yeah, fine. But if the ground's uneven, a sloping lie or not flat lie, you're going to be losing balance out on the golf course, especially on the Mac, okay? There's not many holes that are fairly flat anyway. There's always a little bit of a rise up here, tilt this way, tilt that way. And that comes under that aspect we said about playing the game of golf, learning how to adapt to those conditions on different slopes and elevations. But you've got to learn to play off flat lie to start with. Get the golf ball going forward with a nice decent strike of a flat lie, then we can adapt to the slope. If you're losing balance on here, put it on a slope, it's going to be more magnified, yeah? That kind of makes sense, then, yeah?
Yeah, cool.
Excellent, good stuff.